Hi, I'm Joe Darcy, and in my family I've got my wife Hiam, my daughter Eve, and my son Ryan. Eve's personality would be outgoing and social. Her smile just lights up a room. She has mild cerebral palsy, and it is all in her, mostly in her left leg, where she got tight muscles. Yeah, that tightness of muscles it does affect her walking and her climbing stairs and going downstairs. We get to the hospital, drive straight in, emergency room, and then it was pretty much all systems go. The surgeon came in and said, look, I'll have the baby out in 10 minutes. If you can sit tight, and he'll be nurse with you. And that was it. We waited. 10 minutes came, and 15 minutes came, 20 minutes came, and I had a feeling there was something not right. Didn't hear the baby cry or anything like that, didn't hear anything. And then a nurse came in and said, look, I'm sorry, but we lost her. The report will say that the nurse had heard something and she ran back in, or the surgeon, whatever, and I was just, inconsolable. And she came back in maybe 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, and said, no, we have a heartbeat, we're going to keep working on her. When they came back out and told me that it was, that we have a heartbeat, we're going to keep working. And absolutely, I don't know what happened after that. I cannot remember. I see my wife being wheeled out of surgery, and I know we ended up in a different part of the hospital, and I had to sign forms and doctors were rushing about and that, but I don't know. Look, she's alive, she's on life support, and we just have to see what happens, you know. And then someone came in and said, do you want to go see her, you know? And then you go see her, and she's just this little thing just covered in wires. I think after 3 days, we did a brain scan, and it just came back and said, look, she's got global brain damage. That there's nothing, the whole brain stem wasn't working. Nothing basically was working. Might have been a day or two later when they had suggested then to turn off life support in time, whenever we were ready. So, which we did. They gave us a beautiful room on our own with just Eve, myself, and my wife, and my son. And we just said goodbyes. An hour went by, and an hour and a half went by, and she was still asleep. And the doctor just came in, and he said, they were coming in every few minutes just checking, but then one came in and said, there's something not right. And he stuck his finger in her mouth, and she started sucking on his finger. And he goes, what? We got to get her some food, because they didn't think the muscles would be able to work, or the brain could tell the lips to move to have food. And then it was just chaos then, you know. It was like, we were saying our goodbyes, and now we're saying that she's alive and that everything's working, that she's breathing on her own and she's able to eat food on her own. So it was a crazy roller coaster. The difference the continuing therapies and the early intervention that has made for Eve would be having the knowledge of what to do next. And I think when you find out that you're, as a parent, that you might have a child with disability, you're terrified, you're scared. We were so lucky with the timing that these interventions were there, and the Cerebral Palsy Alliance was around us, surrounded us with a team of people. As soon as we walked in the door, we had a physio, we had a speech therapist, we had an OT, occupation therapist, we had the hydrotherapy, massage therapy. We had 5 or 6 different people that were on this team, and all they wanted was for Eve to do the best that she can do and be the best that she can be. And that was 5 days a week, every week, for months and months and months. For someone to get on board, whether they have been cycling before or whether they are new to it or just want to try it, just to be part of something, part of a big community of people trying to do the right thing and raise money and awareness for this amazing cause. The benefits can be amazing, because you're being part of something. And if you look at the outcome of what the Cerebral Palsy Alliance are trying to achieve, the feel-good factor of what you're doing in having exercising and cycling and raising money and raising awareness, it has amazing feel-good factor for you. So if I had a chance to speak to somebody and they were here in front of me, and I'd say, listen, thank you for taking the challenge, because it is a big challenge, and thank you for being part of something, and to giving something to a community that strives to bring out the best in anybody with cerebral palsy.